Because I said whenever you're ready, and then you started right away. I just don't want my voice to be in there. Whenever you're ready.
My name is Hayden Amadeo. I'm 19, and this is my journey so far. So growing up, I always claimed to be a Christian, but I never really went to church, never really looked into the Bible, never studied the Bible, probably never even opened it. And it wasn't until my sophomore year of high school where I had to do a book talk for my aunt's class, and we had to read 600-page book. And obviously, being a high schooler then, I procrastinated. But the last day, I don't know why, but God talked to me, and he told me to pick this book in my grandma's house, and it was called 23 Minutes in Hell. And it was like 150 pages long, so I knew that that book was meant for a reason, so I read it, and pretty much that was God talking to me. And since I read that book, that's when I was called to the ministry. One day I was taking my sister to softball practice, as I did every Thursday, and it was approximately like 5:15, and I was crossing an intersection, and as I was driving, I started to listen to gospel music, trying to like find my identity then, and I found out who I was, and I was just driving her, listening to gospel music, we were jamming out, and I was about to cross the intersection, going 60 miles an hour, and all of a sudden a car pulled out in front of me, and it was just so like instant, I couldn't do nothing, couldn't move or anything, and I hit him dead on, and I woke up, my eyes were open, and I heard my sister screaming, and she was just screaming and screaming, and like that, I couldn't get the voice out of my head, and I pulled over, and I tried to open her door, and I couldn't open it, and it wouldn't open, so I just pulled her out, and we like crawled to this man's yard, and we just sat there, and pretty much the whole front end of my car was totaled. I had to get a new car and everything, and she told me later on that day that she thought I was dead, because when she would open her eyes and she was screaming, I was passed out on the airbag, my eyes closed, just knocked out. And that's pretty much, I feel like I use that as, I pretty much say that the devil was trying to end my life there, but God was telling me and giving me like a life awakening, telling me that my life was worth more than that, and that I had more to do in this world, and that I wasn't finished yet. So like any high school student, I didn't really have a lot of money, so my mom texted me one day and she said, "Do you need some money?" So obviously, being a high school student, I go to her work and get some money. So I'm on my way home, and pretty much I see this red truck in front of not in front of my house, but a little bit down the road, and it looks like a monster truck ran over it, and it was like so crazy, like I had to do a double take because I didn't believe it was real. So I pull up in my yard and I run and get my grandma, and I run to the car as fast as I could, and pretty much I see just a man laying there, and he looks dead, and I was just freaking out. I didn't know what to do, so I run to my grandma and tell her, and we go back to the truck, and pretty much I felt God talking to me, telling me to just pray for him, and that's all I knew to do. So I just sat there and we prayed and prayed and prayed until the EMTs got there, the ambulance, the fire trucks, all that got there. And he was in a coma for a month and a half, and his name's Logan Parker. He was on my baseball team, and that was probably the worst thing about it was he was there laying unconscious. Pretty much I thought he was dead, and I didn't know it was a teammate until I went to the hospital and they told me that's who it was. And I still, to this day, I'm gonna believe it until I die, that the only reason he's here today is because God told me and my grandma to pray and pray. A lot of you are probably wondering what God's voice sounds like, and I know it sounds pretty cliche, but if you hear a voice inside of your head telling you to do something good or do something for somebody good or something positive and beneficial, I mean, it's most likely God. I mean, it is God. If I could say something to my past self, it would be that no matter how far away that I got from God, that God was always there. And pretty much like a way I think about it is like my heart has a door on it, and the door is going to be unlocked from the inside, but it's locked from the outside, and he was always there knocking on the door, just waiting for me to let him in. And in sophomore year of high school, I finally let him in, and I haven't let him out since then.